Hey guys, Rockingtheblade here. Once again, what's up everybody? Welcome to my spoiler-free movie review of Venom. Let there be carnage. Rawr. What's up guys? Before I go any further, just so you know, I saw it in IMAX, which by the by, I saw it on Friday. By the way, IMAX tickets mad expensive because them suckers are $80. But thankfully I didn't pay for it. It was thanks to my older brother, so shout out to my older brother. Thank you for getting the tickets. And it was worth it seeing on the big screen at the end of the day. It was a pretty damn good film. But let me just get the negatives out the way. Not that many, but I need to get the negatives out the way. For a movie called Venom Let There Be Carnage, I know they wanted Carnage to shine, which he did. That's not the issue. I feel like Venom lacked in the action parts as like Venom himself. Like Venom didn't do a lot. You know, he had like a little scuffle here and there, and of course the final fight with Carnage was like worth the price of admission. But he didn't do a whole lot in the action department because you saw from the trailer him, Venom and Eddie are not really getting along because it's not really a spoiler because at one point in the trailer you see him headbutt Eddie Brock to the point he breaks his nose only to fix it and break it again, calling him a loser and stuff. They're going back and forth. It's not going well. But then what happened was the guy who Woody Harrison who plays the Carnage actor, whose character turned into Carnage, he kind of likes Eddie Brock for some reason. Kind of want to tell him his story. I can't get into why. There's a reason why he kind of like wants to like why he wants Eddie Brock to tell his story. I can't get into it due to spoiler reasons, but it's one of those things that it's I think he kind of likes him too, but he's kind of using him in a way, which again I can't really get into how and why, because that's going into like spoiler territory. But know that it's more than it's more than just random happenstance. Anyway, eventually, he's off a trailer. He's a psychopath who's killed a lot of people, and they're getting ready to kill him. And and it's not really a spoiler because the trailer showed that he's eating his last meal. He kind of tricks from the trailer. It seems he tricks Eddie to come closer, and he bites him. And he famously said, I've tasted blood before, but that ain't it. Saying, and of course, when they're trying to, do the lethal injection that, when a person's put to death, that's not going to happen. He's not going to die from it. Obviously, he breaks loose, and boy, Carnage breaks loose. So yeah, lack of Venom in the action department from Venom himself, and I wish the movie was a little bit longer in terms of like having more action beats with Venom himself, but then the third act he makes up for, because I felt like even though it was called a Venom movie, it felt like a Carnage movie. Because other than that, I've done the great things about the effects have gotten better. Carnage just steals the show. Whenever Carnage is on screen, it is a wild, like the whole escape sequence when they're trying to kill him and he transforms into Carnage. That whole sequence was incredibly wild. Until he has another place, he breaks into another place. I can't get into due to spoiler reasons, but that whole sequence is crazy too. As well, of course, him in the final fight between him and Venom was like worth the price of admission alone, and it's fantastic. And It's just so cool. Um, it's just so cool just seeing them fight each other. It's a fun sequence. The fight sequences between him and Venom was great, but Carnage would steal the show. But even though, despite being lack of action from Venom, excuse me, got some gas. Sorry about that. Despite that, it was still entertaining because I like their chemistry weird enough. It seems like a lot of scenes like he's like trying to play it off. Oh, I'm just acting out, or because he's like he's in his head, he's talking to him, so he kind of looks like an actor who's trying to like remember his lines to like other, not in a bad way, of course. That's why he's trying to play it off. To other times or most of the time, for most people, coming off as like, this dude's insane. He's freaking talking to himself randomly. You know what I mean? And it's just like, what? It's just one of those things like, and like, at one point he says something to a cop, and he's like, "Well, I can't even explain that. What happened there? I apologize." It was like one of the funniest moments in the movie, and then the movie was genuinely funny. It wasn't like forced comedy. The comedy came very naturally. Where MCU movies, even though I like Black Widow, for example, it felt like some of the comedy scenes were, though some were funny, some felt forced. Oddly enough, Venom's comedy moments felt very natural because of the situation that he's in. Like, he's kind of complaining. I'll say this much because it's not really spoilers. It's early in the movie. Of course, Eddie doesn't want Venom to eat people, so apparently, if you fan of Venom in the comics, he needs to eat brains. But the kind of a good substitute for that is chocolate, because it's like some kind of like body part that's in the brain. But the same substance, the similar substance that can fulfill that is chocolate. So you get tons of chocolate or eat chickens. And for some reason, for Venom, despite eating chickens, he befriended two of them, and he befriended two of them, and it's in the apartment, and he befriended them, and he named them. He's like, "Why don't you eat these two?" No, he likes those two. I guess it's the first two that I don't know, maybe those chickens were brave or something and weren't afraid of him, so I guess he found them impressive, so he kind of just took them in as pets instead of eating them. I just found that the whole dynamic funny. And then this, again, it's just so naturally funny, but the action scenes were great. Carnage was legitimately like a legitimate scary threat. The plot was like nice and snappy. It wasn't wasting time. It flowed. Everything had a purpose. Just when you, though, the only I didn't like, also besides lack of action from Venom, at one point they kind of like separate because of the way of how badly the fight was getting. But they're gonna get back together, so that's not really a spoiler. We've seen that before. Oh, they're breaking up. Will they ever get back together again? Of course they are. So it's not really a spoiler. It's one of those things you see coming a mile away. Despite those two things, like I said, when Venom does do action sequences, it's great. Carnage steals the show. He what makes this movie. I love the effects with them, even though people don't like CGI. I'm a CGI whore. It's really well done. I felt like the chemistry, despite lack of action from Venom, the chemistry between Venom and Eddie improved. It was natural in a psychotic, messed up kind of way, but when you see it in action, it works. Like I said, Carnage, such Woody Harrelson's character, steals this show. Like, he's like having a ball with this. Like, every time Woody Harrelson's character is on screen, or Carnage, like, it's just there. He's like he's having a ball, like enjoying every moment he's on screen. He's chewing the scenery, but in a good way. Like, it's just like he's having a ball. Like this role does, like, have at it, and he just gives 110%. And he's like, and I love him, man. Goes to show you how much of a great actor he is. And I'm so glad they picked him for Carnage, because he just killed it. He was really great. And overall, it was a good movie. I had a good time, man. Like from start to finish, like it was like naturally funny. The pace flowed well. You thought when you see these random plot points, like it feels like it's just random, but no, it comes back to like, oh, this is happening because of this happened, this happened because of that. And I like some of the detective work, some of the detective work that Venom and Eddie did together. There's one scene I won't spoil, but like they figure out something, and it was really creative how they figured it out. It was really cool, and it was just I just liked how the pace of the movie, the action of the movie, and when it does happen. Cause I know there's lack of action from Venom, but like I said, Carnage more than makes up for it. To kind of build them up, which is why he's the big threat to look out for, which they do a beautiful job for. I'm a huge fan of Venom, but also a huge fan of Carnage, so I'm glad they finally got their big screen debuts, and just the final brawl at the end was totally worth the price of admission. And overall, if you're a hardcore Venom and / Carnage fan, definitely go see Venom Let There Be Carnage. Also, I cannot say it because again, it's spoiler free. I cannot say. I'm not sure there's an after credits. Couldn't say to see if there's an after credits, but there is a post credit scene. There's a post credit scene. I can't say what happens, but I can safely say this: it is probably the best Marvel post credit scene up to date. Like one of the best. Period. Like one of the best, not the best, like top 5 best among, like most of the top 5 best post-credit Marvel scenes I have ever seen. Period. Like, do not leave. Stay to the post-credit scene because trust me, you're gonna like it. I can't say what it is. I can't even give it a hint because if I even give you like a whiff, you're gonna figure it out. In fact, probably the first thing you're thinking about what it could possibly might be is probably the right answer. I might be saying too much just saying that alone, but I'm gonna leave it there. So tell me your thoughts in the comment section below. Have you seen the movie? Are you gonna have you seen the movie and if you have, did you like it? Yes, no, let me know. Do re mi fa sol la ti do. I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say. Are you gonna see it? If so, like what format and when? Are you not? Let me. And if you liked it or not, let me know in the comment section below. And as always, please make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. And as always, Rockingtheblade signing out. Hope to see you guys again real soon. Peace out. Have a great day. Bye bye.